Welcome back to my channel. We are in the middle of Vlogmas, and today's video is going to be a end of the year handbag collection video. So I'm going to go through all of my handbags, and you'll notice some are probably gone and there are some new additions. Let me know below if you want to see a video on handbags I sold and why of 2019. But without too much rambling, let's get into it. All of my handbags are here, so we're just gonna, this is kind of a different setup. We're right at my desk. But I will just pull the handbags, let you know when I got it, where I got it from, and how much it was if I remember. So let's get into it. Okay, so we'll start at the bottom and just work our way up. And then I have some totes and then like some little clutches too. But first, at the bottom is this vintage Fendi bag. I don't know what it's called. I purchased this on Fashion File, I think this summer, for around $500 or $600. And it's just the Fendi Zucca print, which is like really big right now for Logo Mania. It has two little handles, and it is just the perfect size. Like, it can fit anything. If I want to carry a lot, I'll carry this bag. It can go on the crook of your arm. It can go up here. It's all the 90s vibes, and when this print was coming back in, I wanted to kind of like try it out and get something, but I knew I wanted to do vintage. I knew I didn't want to pay full price, and I wanted to get something that worked for my lifestyle. So I like that it's just a big opening. You can do this little clasp here, but it's mainly just a big opening, and you can throw, I just used it, but you can throw stuff in it. I can fit a water bottle in here. I can fit my camera in here, phone, whatever I need, lotions, all that stuff. And it was a great deal. So like, anytime you want to kind of test out a trend or maybe jump into a trend, I always suggest, if it's something that's been around before, especially any type of logo, test out the kind of vintage vibe and see like I don't wear this print a ton, so I wouldn't invest in like the new updated versions for $2,000 or $3,000. But it's fun to have when I just want to kind of, you know, live in that moment. So that is that. Next up is my Fendi Peekaboo, which is the love of my life. This was on my wish list for 2 years. I finally found it from Rebag for $16.50, which was a hell of a steal, and I love it. It's like a bright pink. It comes with a long strap, but I took it off because I don't need it, but I just do it on the crook of my arm. It has silver hardware, and most importantly, it has this whip stitching, which was a major key for me. I just love that detail. It makes it really like structured. And yeah, and this also fits a ton, which I love. It looks like a mini bag, but you have two sides, and again, I don't clean out my purses really, but it's two sides and you can fit a ton. Again, I can fit my camera in here, phone, wallet, lotions, lip glosses, compacts. Everything I need can go in here. So, love this bag. And again, $16.50 from Rebag. Next is my Dior Saddlebag. It's a little washed out. It's like a bright, it's kind of like a white color with the Dior logo. Silver hardware. And again, when this came out, I wanted to get on the trend, but I knew I wasn't going to pay full price for it. So I found this from actually an Instagram luxury reseller called Vintage Armoire. Vintage Amore. I'm not sure. I'll link it below. And I got this for like $1,000. And when these came out, they were, I mean, they're still selling for like $3,000, and I just knew I wouldn't wear it enough for that. But I wore the crap out of this. It actually needs a little clean right now, but I love this bag. It's white leather, gold detail, and then mostly just canvas. Let me see if I can turn it down a little bit so you can see the print. There we go. But really pretty. And again, I knew for it to work into my wardrobe, I definitely needed a neutral. Like, it comes in like all the classic like blue color and like that burgundy color, but to me those are just too hard to work with my color palette and my wardrobe. So this was great, especially in the summer, because I could just throw it on with anything, and it was a neutral. And again, yeah, I think I paid like $1,000 or $1,200 for it from that site. Next up is, I think, my second ever luxury bag. This is a Chanel classic flap. It is super vintage, as you can see. She's so old. I got this from Fashion File 3 years ago, and I think it was around $1,500. I bought it in their Black Friday sale. It was like 10 or 15% off. But again, it is just, it's so old. Like when you see it in person, you can tell it's like I think they classify this as a small size now because it's really small. It's not a medium. But I love it. I don't wear it as much anymore. But I don't think I would ever sell it just because it's kind of like sentimental at this point. This was my first classic flap. So yeah, that's her fashion file. Next up is my Celine box bag, which was also on my wish list for around 2 years, and I just finally honestly just caved. I mean, I got it half price on Fashion File, so I think I paid $2,000 for it, and they retail for I believe $4,200 or $4,500 in this great color with gold hardware. I wasn't specific about the color I wanted. I just knew I wanted a neutral. This is a very classic timeless bag, so I just wanted a neutral color that I would always love and always wear. And yeah, I bought it from Fashion File at the beginning of the year. This was the first luxury bag I bought this year in 2019, and I love it. I don't think I would ever sell this because it's just such a classic. It's hashtag old Celine. I mean, they still make this bag, so but they have a lot of new versions now. But the wear and tear is great. It's kind of like this, not pebbled and not grained, but I don't know what to call it, but it's definitely like a textured leather, so I never have to worry about getting anything on it. There are scratches on the gold, but I just think that adds to the character. So yeah, that's that one. Next is this Chanel flap. It is in patent. It is in like a army kind of green with silver hardware. This was my second ever classic flap, and it's stuffed. It's super smushy. I just love how like soft and just easygoing it is. Obviously with patent you can't like let it touch other things because it will stain and then you can't get it off. But yeah, I love this bag. I always get so many compliments on it when I wear it because it's just different, and that's kind of what I'm leaning towards more with my bags, especially if they're Chanel. I know I like this style. That's just what I wear. It's just most convenient and comfortable. I like a classic flap. I can fit a ton. I don't have to worry about like what I can carry, but I also like a shoulder strap, so I don't have to worry about it like carrying it top handle all the time. But I want to get more into like different colors, fun colors from fun prints and just interesting things. So that's why I love this bag so much. Yeah, and I purchased this last year. I may have had this for 2 years at this point, from Fashion File, and I believe it was around $1,700 on Fashion File. Next, we'll stick with the Chanel flap family. This is our newest addition. We just welcomed her to the family. I purchased this from a luxury vault in St. Louis when I went back home for Thanksgiving. This was on my wish list. It's like it's a caviar Chanel flap. It's a medium, has silver hardware. It is just so beautiful. It's this baby pink color. I love it so much. It's a double flap. All of my bags are double flaps. I just think it gives it more structure and I prefer it. But this was my first caviar bag, which means it's more durable, and since I was getting it in this light pink color, that's what I wanted to go for. I do like the lambskin better. I just think it looks more supple and luxurious, but for a light color like this, I didn't want to be stressed about the color. So and then I actually just bought this little chain. It's from a brand called HRH. I follow her on Instagram and YouTube. She's hilarious. But I just wanted to make it a top handle. I thought that would be fun, especially for the summer. So she just sells long, short ones. But this kind of has like that pink detail on it, and I think it adds a little something extra to the bag. I would probably always keep it in the back, but it's a nice addition if I don't want to carry it. If I don't want to carry it like this, I can just let the chain hang and carry it like this. And that is just a great option for Chanel flaps because they don't come with top handles. They're starting to now, but she's been making these for a very long time. Okay, that's that. And this was, I believe this was $3,500. It's in great condition. It's almost like brand new. And classic flaps, the price just went up. I think they retail for around $6,000, so still a deal, but probably the most expensive, almost the most expensive bag I have. Lastly, the last flap I have is this beauty. This is a Chanel classic flap in medium. It's double flap and it's in lambskin. Just you can see how supple it looks. And this is a vintage bag, which was my goal. I wanted a red classic flap that was vintage with gold hardware. She's a beauty. She is a beauty. She's she's just so elegant, you know. This made me realize that I need more colored bags in my collection, because when I got this, I just wore it to death, and I had to stop because I was like, I'm gonna ruin it. Like, it is lambskin, so I do have to be careful and like not wear it out. So I love this. Again, it's classic flap, same as the other ones, double flap, lots of room. But this one I am a little more gentle with. I don't like to travel with it too much, because even just like carrying it through the airport and bumping it around, I just try to be gentle with her. And I got this from Fashion File. Yes, I got it from Fashion File, and I believe it was between $2,500 and $3,000. And it just, like, I had been looking for this bag for like 2 years. So when I saw it, luckily with Fashion File, I put it on layaway, because I was like, I am not prepared to buy that right now, but I cannot let it go. Like, I'll never find it again. So I was able to hold it, I think, for like $500, and I held it for like 2 months until I saved up enough money to buy it. So love that about Fashion File, because you can find the things you're looking for and actually buy when you're ready. So next up is my Dior Lady Dior mini. It's vintage as well. It is in black satin with silver hardware and these like acrylic handles, which I love. Yeah, this is kind of one of my holy grail bags. I'll never sell this. It is just such an essential, such a good staple to have. Anytime I need to dress up an outfit, this usually goes. I love that the handles are in this acrylic. I don't have to worry about them. I have had this bag in the past and the handles were leather, and I just felt like I barely wanted to touch them, because I always felt like the leather's so supple and soft with Dior that I just felt like I was getting them just like so dirty and beat up all the time. So this is definitely a carefree bag, and I got this for a hell of a steal, because it's vintage. One, the strap was missing. It was lost because someone owned it. So I think I got it for like $800 on Fashion File. So yeah, and I don't ever use the strap. Like, I didn't use the strap with my last one. I knew I was always going to hold it like this because it's more of an evening bag for me, or just wear it like this if I'm out shopping. So yeah, when they said no strap, I was like, I don't care. And I also have like a guitar strap from Dior that I purchased for another bag. So if I wanted a strap, I could always add one. But I love this bag. Next is, we'll do this one next. This is the only Chanel bag I've ever purchased. The only Chanel bag I've ever purchased in stores, and this is my Chanel Gabrielle backpack in the size small, and I got this right down the road at the Chanel boutique for $3,600, and it was a treat. I treated myself. I searched for this bag pre-loved for 2 years, since 2017 when it came out, and I just looked and I looked, and literally it was just never there. It was never there. I found it a few times and it was $100 less, so that just obviously isn't worth it. So I had a good month over the summer with like brands and collaborations, and I said, you know what, Janae? And it was an impulse. Like, it wasn't even like, I think this weekend I'm gonna go buy that Chanel backpack. I was just at lunch with my friend, and we went in Dior, and I was looking at bags there, and then I was just like, if I'm gonna buy a bag, I want to buy this bag. This is the bag I really want. And it was like getting into the summer, and I knew I would like be traveling a lot, and I would wear it a lot. So yeah, I left her, and on my way home I just stopped and bought it. Yeah, it was, I think I was sweating when I checked out. Like, when I was like paying, I was like, oh my god. I actually had to call like my bank, because at first they didn't let the charge go through. They were like, what the hell? Obviously your card is stolen. And I was like, no, it's not, it's me. Please just let payment go through. But yeah, I've worn that bag to death. I've definitely got my money's worth. And I thought, I mean, I had 2 years to think about it while I was trying to find it pre-loved, so I knew all the ways I would wear it and that I would get my use out of it. I'll never sell that bag. Chanel backpacks never go out of style, so you know, in a few years it'll be vintage and I'll still have it and love it. And I love that it has mixed metals. I love that it's black and white. It just goes with everything. I love it. I could go on, but I love it. Okay, next up is the first ever bag. Is it the first ever bag? It might be the second bag I ever purchased from the actual store. And this was in my early days of luxury purchases, and I just didn't know any better. And it is my Balenciaga City, and this is in the regular size. I'm not sure what the size is, how the sizes run. You can see, I mean, it still looks so good. I've had this bag for 4 years, since I first started purchasing luxury bags. I'll show you my first ever purchase, but this was my second purchase. I bought it from Neiman Marcus, right down the road. And again, there was no thought. This is, again, before I was making luxury wish lists and like planning for purchases. I was working at Target still, and I got my bonus, and we were just shopping around, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy myself a bag. And that's what I did. I paid $2,000 for this bag, which is just sickening. Again, this has a very this was more sentimental. I wanted this bag during the like Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie days. This was just like the it bag, and again, it's timeless. It never goes out of style. But yeah, so when I saw it, I was just like, oh, that's perfect, I'll take it. But these do not hold their value. So if you were ever considering, like, if I wanted to resell this, I probably couldn't get more than like $500 for it. And I could have bought it for, I mean, at least half the price pre-loved. But I didn't even know what pre-loved was back then. So you live and you learn. But that's my baby. And yeah, I'll never sell that because 1, it's sentimental, and 2, I just feel like it will never go out of style. Like, I'll be wearing that for years to come. Next is my Prada little fanny pack. Here we go. And this is a newer purchase. This was an impulse. I wasn't planning on this, but the nylon trend came back hot and heavy, and I wanted a piece of it, and this is what I got. I also just wanted something that was very convenient. So I wear this mostly like crossbody, and it's just easy. I wore it to like the theme park over this past weekend, and anytime I just want to be hands-free, I wear this shopping a lot. It's durable. I don't have to worry about it. I love it. And I bought that from the stores. I did look pre-loved, and again, there wasn't much of a deal. It was like $50 less, and they were all like really old and beat up, so I just went to the boutique and got it, and I think it was $5.50 maybe. What next? This is my first ever Chanel purchase, and it is a Chanel camera bag. I love this shape. It's in gold. I purchased this from a luxury consignment store in St. Louis 3 years ago, I'm pretty sure. It is in lambskin, and I mean, it's super vintage, but you can tell like the chain has so much weight. And this is back when they made, like, everything was made with like real gold and not plated, but you can, oh God, it's just, it feels so luxurious. I don't wear as much. This is more of a summer bag for me, but I love it. I love this little, it has a little flap here, so it has a little pocket. It fits a ton. And I think I bought this for $1,000 or $1,200, and that was the most I ever spent on a bag when I bought it. But I was excited. I tried it on, and it went with my outfit, and that's just a setup. You know, when you try something on, it's like, it's perfect with what I'm wearing. It must be a sign. That's how that happened. I have another fanny pack. This is a Gucci fanny pack that I bought from, what is that store called? Century 21. The beginning of the summer. The last time I was in New York. Oh no, in September for Fashion Week, sorry. And they have a consignment store in the like main one, flagship one maybe. So yeah, I was just walking past it, and they had a bunch of stuff. I started looking, I saw this, and I wear this crossbody as well, and I think it was like $500, but it's vintage. I really like it, but I've seen a lot of these on the pre-love site, so I can definitely link some of these below. But it's super cute, and I actually don't mind it on the waist either, because it's so kind of like thin and not bulky, so it's really cute and when you want to like cinch in something, but also cute when you just want to do that. What else? Oh, my travel bag. Whew. Okay, we'll move on to the big bags. This is my Louis Vuitton Keep All in the size 45. This is the smallest size, and I bought this from Fashion File for I think $500, $550. Super deal. It has some like wear and tear, like it's not perfect. There's some patina on the handles. There's like a little watermark on this side. But again, to me, that's like what luggage does. So I would never buy this brand new because then I would be too scared to use it. So buying it pre-loved with like a few scratches here and there, still get the vibe, the look, the feel. But I'm also just a lot more carefree with it. So I love this. And I keep all of my like personal items, no, not luxury items, I guess, when I travel. Like if I'm taking any extra bags, like handbags, I'll put them in here. If I have any jewelry, usually like my camera equipment, stuff like that, I'll put that in here and carry it on the plane with me. Speaking of carry-ons, I have two more. My beloved YSL tote, which you've seen a million times. I have a dedicated video if you want to see more. I bought this at the beginning of the summer and I love it. I love it still. I took it on every trip I took during the summer and it still looks great. It's still bright white and crisp, and it's coated canvas, so it's good for durability. The handles are leather and they're black, so you don't have to worry about getting anything on them. Like, they still look brand new. I took this to New York, I took this to Tulum, I took this to Paris, I took this to Italy. I took it everywhere. I took it to St. Louis. So yeah, definitely worth the money if you want a designer tote. This was $1,200. It now comes in black, but I still just love this combo. So love that. And then I also have my MCM, I don't know what this is called, but it's a tote. It's reversible. It's called the reversible tote, I think. The inside has this really cute little print, and again, it has MCM across it, so if you flip it around, I usually wear it like that in the summer, and then in the winter I wear it like this, or when I'm traveling, because this is the more durable side. The other side I think is just some type of fabric, but I feel like it could get messed up. But I love this bag. It holds so much. I use this bag probably once a week. I know I don't take pictures with it a lot because it's really big and I'm not just like hanging out like looking at my outfit, but anytime I really need to carry things, this is the bag I use. I use this when we're doing shoots, or if we're like going somewhere quickly, like a quick trip, a weekend trip, something like that. I always use this bag, and it's only like $7.50, maybe $6.50. And I have the biggest one. This is the biggest one. And you can also like tie in the sides if you want it to be not as big. Okay, next up is my Angela Roy bag. This is a vegan leather brand. So it's not real leather, but it feels like it. Feels so good. And I was searching for just a plain black bag that would go with anything, that didn't have a lot of hardware. Again, like I didn't have to worry about if it was silver or gold. And just like a classic style with the top handle. And I found this. They actually reached out to me and let me pick a bag, and I picked this style because I had been seeing their ads on Instagram, and that was funny how that works. So when they reached out, I was like, oh, I already know the bag I would want. This comes in a bunch of colors, has a little snap closure, and then I put my Christian Dior strap on it because I just love the combination. Is super cute. But I put this strap on a lot of things. I have like a little wicker bag that I put it on in the summer, and then in the winter I put it on this bag, and it's just perfect. But it does come with its own like thick guitar-ish strap. But yeah, super cute, very affordable, and I like the combo of these two together. And I want to say this is like $200, I believe. And then next up I have a few little mini bags. I have my beloved Fendi baguette, and it's, oh my god, let me turn me on the light so you can like really, oh look at her. Okay, that's the sparkle. I bought this on the Real like 3 years ago, definitely 3 years ago, for like $200. And this was before the Fendi baguettes came back. And I don't know what made me buy this. Like, I was just like, I was definitely at work. And I was just like scrolling through, taking a little break. And I was just scrolling through the site. And I saw this. And I thought, that is so cute and fun. Pink is my favorite color. And I thought this would be just a fun going out bag. It's super small, but my phone does fit in it. Oh, look at the green on the inside. It's just such a fun bag. But this is just, I usually wear this in the summer. And definitely like if I'm going out, or if I just want to jazz up a little outfit. And yeah, again, I think it was like $200, but love this. Next, my first ever luxury purchase. Good old Louis Vuitton. I don't have any Louis Vuitton bags besides my Keep All. I just feel like I'm not a Louis Vuitton bag person. I'm not sure why. Like, the only bag I ever considered getting once I really got into bags was the Pochette Matisse. But then I just never loved it enough to actually pull the trigger. I'm not sure why. I love Louis Vuitton shoes and I love their luggage. Like, I just love the way it looks and it's so classic to me. But like actual bags, I don't know. But this bag I bought, this was the first bag, luxury bag I ever purchased. I don't know what it's called. Felice maybe. It comes with a long strap. She's long gone. I don't know where it went. It also came with a little like wallet inside. I believe that's over there with my wallets actually. I haven't worn this in like 2 years, but I always keep it because I feel like one day I'll be going out and I'll just want it. But I don't really use it anymore. But of course, when I first got it, I loved it. But yeah, I just, again, was just walking around and I was like, oh, how much is that? It was almost like when something's cheaper than you think it's gonna be. That's basically like, I didn't even have a gauge of luxury bags or like what the realm was of pricing. So I was just like in the store like, oh, how much is that? And they told me and I was like, oh, I can afford that. Okay, I'll take that. That's basically what happened. Next, actually I have 2 Prada bags. I have this little Prada clutch, which is actually a phone case. This is super old, but I think back when phones were like really small, that's what this is called. I looked it up like after I bought it. I bought this from a pre-loved store. I can't remember where though, for like 80 bucks. And when I like tried to Google this type of bag, it's called a phone case. So yeah, it's just that. I've worn it as a belt bag before and just like put a little chain through there and wore it like on my side or waist. But anytime I just need something super small, this is a good go-to. And then I have this Prada clutch that I got in Montreal at a luxury consignment store. It's velvet, it's burgundy. I bought it to go with my burgundy Balenciaga shoes. I've never worn this bag. I'm just not a clutch person. I'm just not a clutch person. I like the idea when I see it on other people, but I need a strap. I need a handle. Like, I feel like I'm gonna lose my bag when I just wear a clutch. So I've never worn this. I should probably sell it, but I usually just keep it in a drawer. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty and I feel like one day I'm gonna need it and I'm gonna be so glad I have it, but that day just, it hasn't come yet. Okay guys, that's it. Those are all of my handbags. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the bags below. I'd be happy to answer. I'll try to link everything below, like all the bags from different pre-loved sites if I can find them. And let me know also if you want that video on bags I sold and why for 2019. Of course, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Find me on Instagram at HIGHLOWLUXXE. And thanks for stopping by. See ya.